So how we want to evolve high financial systems as a financial company is how do you take it from more of a statistical practical math approach, which is what Will was walking us through, to more of an agent-based approach. So currently, high financial systems, the orange triangle, is really sending information out to all the different borrowers, which is the blue circles. So what that means is we've got single sets of messages. Sure, but it's more of an aggregate. And in some degree, we've taken it more where we can do some level of customization of messages to individual borrowers. Now, it would be awesome if we could get every single agent to have a customized experience, custom messaging, custom marketing, custom whole experience of their mobile app, whatever it is. That would be fantastic. Now, the ultimate goal is to be able to have agents interact with both the high financial systems, the lending technology company, but also with each other. For example, a referral program. A referral program would then create a multi-agent interaction, right? Because, say, for instance, I take out a loan. I have a great experience. I was able to reduce my interest by paying it off early through a simple interest loan. So I tell my brother, because he has a need for a loan, and so he takes out a loan, and that creates a multi-agent interaction. That's a very simplified version of what we're trying to get to. So similarly, there's the agent relationship with the virus. So I kind of look at the CDC, which is an organization in this case, which they said, which is me getting a dry mouth, I need to drink some water. They said cover your mouth when you're coughing, right? Cover your mouth when you're sneezing in your nose, and then avoid anybody with flu-like symptoms, right? And obviously wash your hands. And I think they had a whole entire document on how to wash your hands. But that is a CDC one-to-many for the entire Earth. So then there's the government and the aggregated, whether it's federal or your local state level governments or your province governments, depending on where in the world you are. Many of you may have heard, those of you who are in India, they basically shut down the entire country for the next 21 days. Very drastic effect. But as you can kind of see, each one of these organizations now have a one-to-one type relationship where you may listen to the CDC in aggregate, but then you're going to also listen to your maybe federal government or the European Union, but then you're also going to listen to your main country or your state. Then you might look at your local municipality, your county, and figure out what their specific recommendations are. Unfortunately, everybody is all over the place with all of the recommendations, and theoretically, everybody has access to all this information, which they don't. So what ends up happening is this constant conflict of messaging. So what they're trying to do is just say, cut everything off. We don't really know what's going to happen or how everything is evolving at the individual agent level. So what we're just going to do is just quarantine large masses of people. And unfortunately, you saw that with the cruise lines, and it was really unfortunate because what they were doing, as many of you guys know, is that you are, and didn't even want to talk to my brother-in-law about this, but you are confining a very large number of people into a environment that's basically completely quarantined, where they're recirculating the same air. They, in many cases, did not have very high-quality HEPA filter systems. Some of the people were out on the deck being able to breathe fresh air, but a lot of the people were on the inside breathing recirculated air, and all that's doing is spreading the virus even faster. So unfortunately, those types of quarantines don't typically make sense. That's why it's generally better to quarantine people in open-air type facilities that have a large amount of recirculation of air. But unfortunately, as we're seeing catastrophically in economies like in Iran, Venezuela, Argentina has obviously already gone through a multi-year recession, and it's collapsed, and they're recollapsing. The infrastructure of a lot of these countries and states just are overwhelmed, and they don't really have a choice. And yes, they're trying to get support from one country or the other, but it is going to be insignificant compared to the actual need globally. So the best case scenario is just quarantine everybody. where in those types of countries that do not have infrastructure and facility, their best case scenario is just have everybody stay indoors, period, and not have any possibility of interaction with anybody else except